Hey, what's going on, guys? I know this is going to be a little bit late, and I do apologize for that, but I think that brings us into what we're going to talk about today a little bit easier. I say this because a lot of inspirational quotes and a lot of motivational talks that I feel like have benefited myself, and the ones that I give that I think people really respond to are ones that come from a place of personal experience, something that people can identify with. Because it's all good and well to say, well, here's this crazy long quote, and that should correlate to you wanting to do something. And those quotes are wonderful, but I feel like when you're able to quantify something as something that you could go through, it's a little bit easier to understand, and therefore something better and more immersive that can actually motivate you. Today we're going to talk about fighting so hard that you cannot lose. This weekend, I did not produce a video, and that was only because of the fact that I was very ill. Now, someone could say, yeah, you could have fought through that and made a video. I looked a mess, I sounded a mess, it would not have been pretty. But that brings me into the subject that I want to talk about. Fighting through pain is a lot easier said than done. I was faced with this weekend, when I wanted to make a video, but I could not. If I came on camera, I would have looked and sounded a terrible mess, and nobody wants to see that. I was dripping from my face. I was probably all red and ugly and just stuffy and nasty, but I got through it. Even further than that, I went through an incredibly bad day. I had a lot of work to do, and it was very physical work, and normally when I'm not sick, it would have been difficult. It was 10 times more difficult because I was stopping every couple minutes and hanging my head saying, man, these allergies are really killing me today. They weren't allergies, though. I got home at the end of the day and found that I had a fever of 101.2. That is pretty high for a guy my age, and it was not pleasant. In mistaking my sickness for allergies, I went through everything, and I said to myself, you know what, just keep your nose to the grindstone. Eventually you're going to hit your stride somewhere in the day, you're going to start feeling better, and you're going to be able to do this. And sure enough, there was a point of the day where I felt a little bit better, but nowhere near normalcy. That was a thing that I had to do. I had to fight through pain, through literal physical pain this weekend to get through a shift and complete it. And some would say, oh, well, yeah, tough crap, boy, that's life. You have to do that. And yes, it is. I'm not faulting you for saying that to me. But I think the idea is that I took something from it. The reason I was able to fight through so vigorously is because there was something at the end of the tunnel. There was a carrot on a string dangled in front of my face. I did that to myself, though, because I have some goals to do something later this year that is going to be a huge embarking of my own, and it's going to be a lot of money. Therefore, I'm trying to get as much work as possible to save up as much money to do this thing. Part of it was buying this camera, so hopefully everything comes through, but that was something that I used to continue to propel myself forward, because I could have easily said, look, boss, I literally feel like I'm about to die, and I could have stopped. But I didn't. I kept fighting because I said to myself, what if you stop working, you say you're sick, and then your boss feels like he can't overwork you now because you got so encumbered by it that he doesn't want this to happen again, so he's not going to give you any more extra work. That was how I made everything make sense in my own head, and that was how I came to terms with, you need to stop complaining and keep moving forward. Ultimately, it was probably a bad idea in one way because, yes, doing physical work while you're sick is not good. But to my knowledge, I still thought I only had allergies. It's very important to be able to quantify something with a goal. And a goal, of course, hung in front of you can be an amazing motivator. So make sure you identify yours and use it so that it can help you grit those teeth and fight as hard as you can so that losing is not an option. Because ultimately, the only person, if it's a one-on-one situation, you against whatever you're doing, and you feel like all is lost and you're too weak or too, poor to be able to continue on, the only thing that's going to get you through that is you yourself. I am perpetual. I will always be here to offer you this motivation, but you need to take that and keep that out in the world. And when you feel like you're at your weakest point and you are ready to stop, you have to say, but wait, that thing I really want, I'm going to fight hard, even if it hurts. Because honestly, nothing is gained easily. Sometimes things fall into your pocket, but strife and really struggling to get something are what make those things all the more rewarding. So with that, I welcome you to go out there and fight as hard as you can. So hard that losing is no option. Stay strong, stay focused, and stay motivated. I love you guys. And if no one else is there, this video will always be here.